Demario. He doesn't start obviously because he's not, in that set. Your Parker, Bourne, and Juju are clearly your top three when you're going three receivers here. And you don't see much of him early. And the second he takes the field, bang, bang, he makes plays instantly. So I'll just ask you outright, let's be real. What can he be? What can he be? Can he push one of those guys out? Should he?
He already started to. This is, and I may be dragging this a little bit, but I thought it was significant because you don't usually see rookies participate in 2-minute drills, because this is that 2-minute drills are a specific situation that you rep in practice and you don't usually substitute. The Super Bowl against the Seahawks, one of the biggest issues or talking points was the fact that Chris Matthews, that gigantic receiver who was just popping off against Logan Ryan, he couldn't be on the field during the 2-minute drill because he didn't practice it. And those are very valuable reps. We saw the last practice in Foxborough, Demario Douglas was on the field before Juju Smith-Schuster, or instead of Juju Smith-Schuster. Kendrick Bourne and Devontae Parker were on the outside, and Demario saw 3 of Mac's first 4 throws. Now, that tells me that they say, okay, this is the guy who's going to create the separation for us. If it's man coverage, he's going to win because he's very difficult to keep up with. One, because he's undersized and he's quick. It's hard to even get hands on him. But if you get some size and you can lean on him, he's really good at using head fakes and using kind of leverage to make you think he's going one way and break the other. We've seen it with Marcus Jones. He's probably the best physical fit to defend someone like Demario Douglas, and he hasn't been able to do it. And Marcus Jones is a very good corner who had a good season last year. It's just his size was the issue. So I think we're already seeing hints. And not only that, but it's right there, 2 snaps, 2 targets. They're not putting him in these games because I think they don't want him. One, they don't want him to get hurt. And I think that they trust that, they want these guys to get reps with the starters. But you see that Demario usually after a drive or a few reps, even in practice, where you got Juju, KB, and Devontae, your established veterans, they make an effort to put Demario in there. And when he's in there, he's contributing. He's either in motion as that jet sweep guy. You see him in is the bubble motion where he throw him screens. When he's on the field, he's getting the ball. This isn't like a Trey Nixon or a Christian Wilkerson. And I know a lot of people have compared it to that where they're saying, oh, I don't want to get my hopes up because we've had these, late round picks, undrafted guys. We get excited about them and then we never hear anything. I'm telling you, I did not think much of Nixon or Wilkerson in terms of they're going to contribute.
It wasn't even close.
No.
It wasn't even close. Those were cute preseason storylines.
Exactly.
You do get the feeling this is not I'm not an overhyped guy. I straight eye test from the training camp practices I went to, and then from what we've seen, tonight and just, he looks the part, right? He looks real.
You saw it in college. It's
if you didn't attach too often, it's the reverse Thornton in this case. You're attaching, you're qualifying what they can and can't do based off of draft slot. And it is weird where someone who could come in and instantly be, an impact player for you would be available that, in the 6th round of the NFL draft. And how does everybody miss that? But how does Tank Dell fall to the 3rd or the 4th, wherever round that he goes in? And he looks like he might be wide receiver 1 in Houston. Again, you don't know when the season opens up. That might not be the case, and it might go back to it. Yeah, but we don't know.
I'm just kidding. I love Tank.
yeah, but you don't know. But we don't know. But in this case, it does look like it's totally. I'm glad you brought those others up. It's totally different from the, could it be sort of thing with Nixon or whatever. It's totally different.
Yeah. And the last time I got excited about a late round or undrafted guy or, someone in this ilk, it was Jacoby Myers. Because I watched his college film and I was like, oh, no, this guy's a baller. It's not just, a pretty fade, which is Trey Nixon. It's all of his catches were fades against off coverage. That doesn't really translate to the league. It wasn't a lot of tape where you're saying, okay, I can see how this is going to happen on Sundays. Jacoby was making a lot of contested catches, really great adjustments, good routes. And you're like, yeah, no, this will work on Sundays. Demario was the same way. The elusiveness, the quickness, the burst, the route running. I was shocked when I saw him as a route runner watching tape because you look at him and you're like, all right, this guy may be fast, quick, whatever.
Right.
It's no, this is genuinely Zay Flowers light. And he's light just because he's even smaller than Zay Flowers, which is why he fell. I think he was even saying it's freshman year at Liberty, he was 140 pounds. Yeah, those kinds of guys, you get that reputation for being really small and your stock drops. But then you saw he put on, I think, 20 pounds from like the end of his college season to now. Like the guy's 190 is where at an NFL level, when you're 5'9", you can actually compete and you don't have to be afraid of the guy getting blown up and missing time. Like he's actually got good muscle and he didn't lose any of the quickness or speed. So I really do think he can be I'm not saying he is Julian Edelman, but in terms of, or like I wrote the piece on CLNS about how I thought he could be similar to Danny Amendola as that slot guy who, yeah, he's undersized, but he separates. He's good after the catch and he's very dependable. So yeah, I think that Juju may not be the kind of needle mover that you want, especially considering he was slated to replace Jacoby Myers. But I think with what you got with Myers in terms of that dependability and separation, that's what you get from Douglas, but you also get legitimate home run speed and much better elusiveness.
CLNS Media Network is powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Boston and start earning bonus bets when you bet on a Super Bowl winner. You can get bonus bets every time they win in the regular season.